Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Premier League Fantasy Football and welcome to my video. In today's video, I want to quickly look at my team, seeing how well they performed in Game Week 3, then we move ahead to Game Week 4. Now, if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe and drop a like on the video. Hopefully this video will get up to about 150 likes, as it will help my channel out a lot. So here we go. So as you can see, for Game Week 3, I got 44 points, below the average of 48, and I made 2 free transfers. The overall rank right now is 754,000. I was around the 300k mark in Game Week 2, but you know what? The rankings is still volatile, so a lot of things can happen and change very, very quickly. So this was my team setup. Ramsdale in goal with 6 points, keeping a clean sheet, although didn't really do much against Bournemouth. Martinelli with an assist, Jesus with an assist. If Jesus got more points, then that could have definitely hurt my ranks. James and Cucurella, disappointing game for Chelsea, although Leeds played really, really well, and there's a lot of options in that team to kind of pick from to bring in our FPL teams. I'm going to go through that in a second. So James and Cucurella didn't really perform that well. The whole Chelsea team was just, their passing and their threat wasn't good at all. Although I think, Leeds just played on another level that didn't actually allow them to actually play. Cancelo with 0, Haaland with 6, so Haaland returning a goal there. Although these are too high. To be honest with you, my team is the template team, so I'm not really, expecting too much from them. Although I am just trying to maintain a rank, so I can kind of like change things around and push like with some big differentials. Trent, Diaz, and Salah. Actually, Salah was a little bit of a differential captain option, and if he did more than 8 points, then I would have definitely got a decent rank rise, especially from Diaz as well if he got a return, but it was not his game. And obviously Trent with 0. Neto again continued to blank, and I gotta get rid of him. Right now I'm looking at options there. His prices went down to 5.4, so that did not help. But I just didn't want to take a hit on a player that is going down, and there's rumors that he might actually move to Arsenal, so if that's the case, I might not play him in Game Week 4. So that was my team, template team, to be honest with you, but I do need to change things around, but not just yet, because in Game Week 4 my team actually looks really, really strong. So if we look at the team setup for Game Week 4, this is how the team's looking like. So far, I made no transfers yet, and I'm thinking to actually bank the transfer. And as you can see, all of my players is actually playing at home. So this should be a good Game Week 4, to be honest with a lot of FPL managers out there, because a lot of people has this team. But let's go through it. So Ramsdale in goal, Martinelli and Jesus against Fulham. I can see Arsenal doing really well here, scoring a lot of goals, but they might concede against Fulham. So hopefully it's a big return. Although saying that, because Jesus being highly owned, a lot of people might captain him as well. So we will have to see. James and Cucurella against Leicester City. Look, Leicester City is going to concede a lot of goals, but they can score some goals as well. So I don't know if I could keep a clean sheet here with the Chelsea assets, but it is a very good fixture for Chelsea to actually bounce back with. Cancelo and Haaland. I think this is going to be a difficult game for Manchester City against Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace is performing really well. They're playing really well together as well. But I can see Manchester City doing well and still scoring like 2 to 3 goals. Although it's going to be difficult. Trent, Diaz, and Salah. I think Salah is going to be the main captain here against Bournemouth. I don't really see Bournemouth doing really well. They don't really have a lot of threat as well, so I can't see them actually scoring. And this is a game that Liverpool kind of like really needs to win and get back up there in the league. So Salah, even Diaz, I don't think there's any threat of him being rotated. I think this is the game that I can see Liverpool doing really well in. Da Silva is just a player that I might play against Everton. Everton is just not performing well still, and it's a good fixture for Brentford to do well. I wish I had Tony instead of him, but this is what we have to deal with. I'm thinking to bench Neto because against Newcastle, I think that's going to be a really difficult fixture for them. And if Neto is linked to Arsenal, then he might not actually play. So we'll see what happens towards nearer to the deadline. Got Williams on the bench there. But yeah, a very, very strong team going into game week 4. Now, if we look at game week 5, it's a quick turnaround. Because it's a midweek, it's a quick turnaround, and we need to make some big changes. And this is where I might make those big changes. With the 2 free transfers, so what I'm thinking to do is bank the transfer. And with the 2 free transfers, I'm thinking to make some big moves to bring in players like maybe Mitrovic to go for a formation of 4, like 3 formation or something. So I need to change things around a little bit. Like Leeds, I'm thinking to bring in maybe a midfielder, Rodrigo or Harrison or something. So I'm looking at that. I'm looking at maybe downgrading Ramsdale to a 4.5 million goalkeeper and, spending that money elsewhere to kind of make those moves. Stuff like that, I'm looking at. Manchester City has got a great fixture against Nottingham Forest, so maybe Gundogan looks like a great shout as a cheap option. Here, I'm not really sure what's going to happen, but although, this is going to be a difficult game, Spurs is actually performing really well still. And Liverpool against Newcastle is going to be a tough one. And I'm not looking at this fixture that much, to be honest with you. I think we just need to give Manchester United a little bit more time to kind of perform a little bit more like how they did against Liverpool. And if we look at game week 6, you got Spurs against Fulham. That's why I'm thinking about bringing some Spurs players. But this is where I might actually wildcard. I'm looking at this. I'm thinking I do want a Tottenham player like Harry Kane. I do want Trippier. I do want Tony. So there's quite a few players here that I actually want. And the only way to do that is actually to wildcard. But if I could kind of like shift 1 or 2 players around, get like Leeds players, Tony, and maybe 1 Spurs asset, then I should be okay. But I can see things are changing, and with a lot of games coming through with Champions League as well, there's going to be rotation with Haaland. There's going to be some rotation with Martinelli and Jesus maybe. Some for, to be honest, there's going to be a lot of changes for a lot of big teams. So we need to be aware of that. And I think with players like, like Tony or Rodrigo, who is going to be nailed on playing every single game, these are the players that we kind of maybe need to go for. But for now, all I want to do right now is bank the transfer and start making those moves. And maybe I might have to get rid of Diaz to kind of use that money elsewhere to get like Tony and so on. Let's just play around just a little bit, just for seconds. So I've got 0.5. Let's just say I've removed Diaz as an option, right? Although I don't want to do that, but let's just say I do that, right? I want a player like Tony. Then what do I have? I've got 5.8. It's actually not too bad, so I could actually get another player with that price. However, let's just say that I bring in Mitrovic. Let's just have a quick look at his fixture. A player that is going to continue to play. You know what? He could score in any kind of game, to be honest with you, and he's very cheap. And I got 6.4. That could get me Rodrigo and Mitrovic in game week 5. So I could do something like this. So I'm removing Diaz and I'm upgrading. You know, I'm getting 2 good players still. So, and I still got 2 Liverpool players. That's actually a better kind of strategy there. But then I got an issue with Neto, so maybe I could use Diaz's money. I'm only removing him because he's money, to be honest with you guys. I could bring in Rodrigo, and I got 7.6. You know, for my 3rd Manchester City player, let's see if I can get Gundogan. I could get Gundogan if his prices doesn't change. I could do something like this. So, yeah. I'm going to play around with my options a little bit. But you can see what I can do with Diaz's money. I don't want to get rid of Diaz, but you can see what I need to do to kind of change things around. Let's just say I've got 2 free transfers in game week 5. I go for another 4.5 million midfielder, which is it's not what I want to do. Let's just say if I could get Andreas very quickly. I got 5.9 is not enough, but I don't know, like it's not a big change. But then I got Andreas that I could actually still play. You know, he could be a good option moving forward. Even he's cost 4.5. You know, he's doing well for Fulham. But you can see the problem here, right? Because I got 1, 2, 3. It's not. Then I guess I'll have to go with the 4-3-3 formation, which is not too bad as well. You know, instead of Rodrigo, I'm still keeping Luis Diaz, and I'm getting a Mitrovic. Actually, no, I won't be able to, right? No, actually, let's have a quick look on that. Sorry, guys, I'm just like kind of like all over the place here. I just want to have a quick look. No, I won't be able to. So that's not working. I don't really want to remove any of my defenders right now. It's gotta be Diaz. I've got to look for other differentials, guys. That's the issue there. Instead of going for a striker, maybe I could go for, you know, I could go for the Manchester City player like Gundogan as something different. And I got what, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4. Yeah, 4, 2 formations still. So that means I will remove Diaz and I will. So let me know in the comments below. Diaz and Neto for Rodrigo and Gundogan. Let me know in the comments below. So these are the things that I'm looking at. But then, like I said before, there's going to be some rotation with the big team. So yeah, I'll see. Anyways, guys, that was pretty much it. I might make another video before the deadline. But for now, I just want to bank the transfer and then make those movements and try to bring in players that actually will play nearly all of the games, really. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope that this video has helped you guys. Yeah, subscribe if you're new and drop a like on the video as it helps my channel out a lot. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. See ya.